about me, my name is Olivia, from before, and I live in Singapore. The app that I'm today gonna share about with you is called MIT App Inventor. My hobbies are reading, coding, gaming, and doing business. About this app called MIT App Inventor. This app has over 8.2 million people registered in, and this app is a fun and easy app which you can learn to code through. This app has a very huge database and has something called the gallery, which you can play other people's games on it. Here are some of the apps that I created that I'm gonna share about today. The first one is a doodle app, which you can paint on it. The second one is an app that gives you information. Mine is about Beethoven and Antonio Vivaldi, these two musicians. The third one is a magic fortune telling ball app. The fourth one is an app which you can control a pirate ship to collect gold coins, which will increase your points. The fifth one is a music app which will allow you to play music, and last but not least, a quiz app. My first app is the app which is the doodle app, which allows you to paint on it. This app has 3 types of pens which you can use to paint on it, and 4 types of colors. This app I think is fun because you can paint around with it and draw with it, and you can create artworks that you don't even know that you can make. My second app is the app that shows you the facts of some musicians. This app is, I'll admit, a very simple app since the code wasn't much, but only the designing was very hard. And my favorite part of this is that you can learn about these musicians and about you can learn some facts about these musicians. This is my third game. It's a fortune telling game. It's a fortune telling app which you can ask the ball a question and then you tap the ball. Then the ball will reply you with an answer at the bottom. This is my fourth game. It's a game that is about pirate ship control. You control a pirate ship and then go around collecting coins and taking points. Inside the app, there are actually some bombs, which when you hit the bomb, your pirate ship will sink, and then you only have 4 lives. Each time you hit the bomb, the life will deduct 1, and then when the life reaches 0, you will lose the game. So my fifth game is a game which lets you play music on it. There are 2 pictures on the app. One is a guitar, and another one is a piano. When you click the piano, you will play some smoothing piano music, and when you click the guitar, it will play some rock music. And my last game that I'm gonna share for today is a game which is a quiz. The quiz will question you on some stuff, and then if you answer it correctly, you will get 1 point. Once you get 5 points, which you get 5 questions correct, then you will win the game. So now I'm gonna stop sharing screen from here and share screen on my other one.
What kind of questions were on that last game?
It's like it's something related to games.
Like questions about making games, or
Like when is games made? When is the first computer? Or when is the first ever games? When is the first ever game that's made?
and when is that?
This is 1953.
Really? Michelle, you're on mute.
1950 was the first game?
Do you know what
Yeah.
game? Do you know what game it was?
It's a simple tennis game.
Simple Simon? Is that what you said? What was the name? I thought like Pong and some of those were the first, but they probably weren't. They were probably just the first ones in production for sale or something like that.
Wow.
So on your Magic 8 Ball, or maybe it was Magic Fortune Telling, maybe it didn't say 8 Ball, Magic Fortune Telling app, what kind of fortunes does it give?
Like you ask it, when will COVID, when you ask it like will COVID-19 ever be over, then it will give you an answer, a random answer below.
For some reason, those, magic things like that are so fascinating, even though there's, they're not real, but they're still pretty fascinating. And that's pretty interesting, especially for somebody who, a science related type person that would like those fortune things still. Or maybe they make them because they think somebody else will like them. I don't know. So how long have you been making games?
I think it's last year or it's 2019 or 2020. I don't remember.
And what grade are you in?
Primary 4. Grade 4.
Primary 4.
Fourth. Okay. Does that make you like 10 or 11?
Yeah, I'm 10 years old.
Okay.
Where do you go from here? At 10 years old, creating these wonderful games, what do you think you want to do when you get older?
Maybe become a game developer.
Well, you're certainly on the right track.
Do you have any new games in mind?
Yeah.
Is there any that you've been waiting to do because you still want to think about them a lot longer?
Nowadays, I don't think of new game. I just think of how to change the game into a more interesting game. Change my old games into a more interesting game.
I see. So so do you have to go back and recode to make them more interesting?
Yes.
And when you create it, how do you know where to interject the changes to make it more interesting? You know, as you look at your code.
Sometimes I have to do the code all over again.
I see.
You know, I have to read through the whole code again and then find where I can interject it in.
Wow.
So what is the hardest part of creating a game?
Sometimes it's the code or sometimes it's the pictures. Or some of the pictures are very hard to find. And sometimes it's the sound problem.
I have a hard time finding good graphics too. And I don't even make games. And sometimes it's tough to find those. Got to figure out how to make your own. Do you know any artists?
No.
Well, you got to meet an artist. Have them make some images for you. And then they could be unique and that nobody else has. And they can be just in your games. So when
how many people, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Michelle.
How many people have you shared your games with, Seow?
I actually don't know how to share it. I actually do not know how to share it.
I was going to ask something similar. I was going to ask you, when you created a game, if you let other people test it to help you find the bugs in it or help you think about ways to make it even better.
So for now, his games he hasn't published on the App Store yet. So once they make this game, they can publish it on our App Store. So what they do is, for testing, they just scan, they get a code, they scan it, and then the app opens on the mobile phone. So this is how they are testing right now.
So do you have your own App Store, Juhi?
No, on the Google App Store. Sorry, on the
Wow.
Google Play Store. Or
so these very young people can create an app and put it out on the Google App Store.
Yes, yes.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Yes. And I like to say something about Dingye. He is very bright kid, always eager to learn. And like whatever I taught him. So for example, if I went one step, he himself would like to add things to it and experiment with it. Okay, next I want to do this. I want this screen to be showed up in the app, or this functionality to be added, or this sound to be added. So that way he's always eager to learn, and a very bright kid. Like I have seen him always, so every class, okay, next how to do that, okay, tell me this quickly, how do I do this? So he is good, a very bright student.
You got to make sure you stay one step ahead of him.
yeah, actually sometimes like I'm just amazed at what they can. These days kids just go research and they are just full of information, everything is out there, and they are so, like when initially we had problems how to install it and run it, but then these kids, I just give them a solution. Okay, go ahead, read this link and try to implement it, try to install it, try to solve it, put in the emulator, everything they were able to do themselves, like, which amazes me. We have been learning it like later on in our lives, because we never had computers when we were very small, and these kids are just amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps that they're probably going through some of your courses and you're helping laying down those fundamentals that they need, and you're patient with them and you're encouraging. And, you know, I think that all helps in the development. It's not just that they're brilliant, even though they are brilliant. They have somebody that's mentoring them through it. And your program certainly does that. I've seen that not just on this gift, but on previous gift you were on as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, good work. Good job. And excellent 6 games to start with. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Fantastic. Good job. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.